Sunday Showdown. Hello and welcome everyone to the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship at the beautiful, at the iconic Bugatti circuit here at Le Mans. Bienvenue à France. This is the second day of this weekend. Yes, the penultimate weekend of this season, and we're going to see maybe a decision after this race, and maybe the Hungarian powerhouse Norbert Kiss is going to be crowned after this race. But still a lot to do for us, for the drivers. Lining up will be here soon on this grid, and we're so glad to be here. Some small drips and drops there, as you can see. It is a bit more cloudy today and 14 degrees, but the conditions absolutely perfect for a good race. So let's welcome our commentators, everyone. Welcome Ches Draycote, Francis Sebrian and Joachim Evers. Bienvenue.
Bienvenue, Christina. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final day here at Le Mans for the penultimate race weekend of the 2024 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Everybody really excited to be back underway after what was a really exciting conclusion to yesterday's racing for us and our drivers. Conditions very, very different, as you can see. No such sunshine, and it's a very windy affair as well today. The drivers have a lot to think about. They'll certainly be casting their eyes to the skies. But last night, everybody's casting their eyes to the skies for a very different reason. On the Saturday night here at Le Mans, they always have a fantastic parade of all of these show trucks that come here to this amazing event. So many of them come over from everywhere in Europe, and it is one of the finest parades that we see on the entire calendar. But of course, as I mentioned, eyes to the skies because of the fireworks involved as well. An epic fireworks display that always takes place at the final corner, and the legendary Le Mans branding on the circuit really brings everybody together, and the One Truck family was certainly on show. And as you can see, so many fans packing the grandstands down the start-finish straight. It really is a sight to behold. I was lucky enough to be there on site a few years ago to see it in person, and it is absolutely epic. It really is. But everything about this race weekend is bigger as well, and even the number of trucks on our grid is bigger this time round as well. Our largest grid of the season with 18 race trucks included. It's great to welcome the likes of Craig Reed, Stefan Kirsch and Simon Faulkner to the grid for this weekend. We also have Bradley Smith back once again for Don't Touch Racing, and of course, let's not forget Lucas Hahn, the son of the great Jochen Hahn. Let's have a look back at the race highlights from race 2 of yesterday afternoon. There was certainly a lot to look at. We had our two chrome drivers of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez and Lucas Hahn on the front row, and the pair of them were hoping to keep an advantage with so many Titan drivers between them and the rest of the pack. They didn't have to worry about any of their chrome competitors in the early stages. As the pace truck led everybody around, though, there was a lot of nerves involved, and the engineers shouted go for all of their respective drivers, and it was straight into the action. It was straight away Jose Eduardo Rodriguez that disappeared off over the horizon, while Lucas Hahn tried to hold everybody back. Antonio Albacete really getting into the thick of things, but maybe a little bit too much with a puncture to his left rear tyre. Jochen Hahn and Sascha Lenz had a great scrap, while Lucas Hahn still tried to defend from just about everybody else. And it was soon thumbs up for Norby as he made his way up through the pack. Didn't quite get past Steffi Halm though before the end of the race, despite the pair of them having another titanic scrap of their own. Andre Kurzin was in second place, trying to take the race lead though of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. Eventually though, the Portuguese driver would hold on long enough to take his second outright race victory of his career and of his season as well. Norbert Kiss just missing out on third position, and only the second time this season he hasn't been on the podium. It's going to be one of the talking points of this race though, that Norbert Kiss could take his 6th championship title here this weekend. This is the circuit where he could do it as well, where he took his 5th championship title just last year. The Le Mans Bugatti circuit, an amazing venue for racing, so many tight and twisty sections, and a lot of hard braking zones for drivers to make manoeuvres and try and send it down the inside of their competitors. The Limousier long left-hander and Garage Vert double right-hander are particularly strong overtaking opportunities, where we saw most of the action yesterday. And the final sector, it's all about trying to get a run out of the corner and get a decent run down that start-finish straight. Well, that is the most important part of the circuit for it, because let's not forget, all of the trucks governed to 100 miles an hour, so once they hit that 160 km/h limit, they will not be able to exceed that. There's no point using any slipstream or any hot air from the truck in front. All you're doing is unnecessarily heating up your own vehicle. It's going to be interesting, though, to see how the conditions change things today. And to be honest, it's making me nice and glad that I'm back here in good old Blighty in the UK in the warmth of my office, because it doesn't look too warm down there on the grid, Christina.
Absolutely, but it's fine for us and also for the drivers, good conditions. And the grid is absolutely stacked with 18 trucks and also with Heinrich Clemens Hecker. Das ist auf jeden Fall hier ein richtig pickepackevolles Wochenende. So a grid of 18 drivers. How do you feel with that?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yesterday we are around 60 trucks on the track when we do the photos, and it's a Le Mans. A lot of spectators, a lot of trucks. So normally we have some other races with cars inside our race time, but here just trucks, and that's the first time. It's beautiful.
And it is difficult to overtake in those turns here. The track is very special. What is your approach to that track?
Here some corners, they are very hard to drive, but you can overtake. So yesterday we overtake, I think, 3 trucks in the first race. Second race we got a problem with the engine, so the water hose was gone. But today is a new day, we will see.
Thank you very much. Today is a new day and it's time for racing soon, Chaz.
It absolutely is, yes. And what we're going to be doing in just a moment's time is going quiet for a sec as we welcome our international TV audience from around the world. So those of you that have started with us on YouTube and any other live streaming services will just witness us going quiet for a minute while we welcome in everybody else that will be watching live on TV, the many channels that we broadcast to. So we'll be back in just a second's time.
Yeah, we are at Stefan Kusch. He said, I can only speak German. This is why I started in German right now. But I can ask in English, maybe. Stefan, du bist ja heute in Le Mans mit auf dem Track dabei. 18 Trucks sind hier. Wie großartig ist diese Erfahrung?
Boah, das war schon immer ein Traum. Und hier drin zu sitzen, dann hier die Startaufstellung zu fahren, da kriegt man immer noch Gänsehaut. Das ist einfach ein faszinierendes Gefühl. Einwandfrei.
He says it's a dream coming true to be starting in this packed grid right now. And goosebumps, giving his goosebumps. So of course he's ready to race. Was erwartest du dir von dem Rennen?
Ja, also mein größtes Ziel ist, der Nobi kriegt mich nicht, ne? Also der überrundet mich nicht. Ne? Also wir sind da eigentlich nur hier, um dabei zu sein, um einen richtig geilen Saisonabschluss zu feiern mit unserem Team, weil wir am Nürburgring ein bisschen Pech hatten. Aber einwandfrei. Also ich bin jetzt schon so gut dabei, wie ich mir erhofft habe.
Klasse, danke dir. He's absolutely hyped and he said, yes, there's one goal for him, that Norbert should not overlap in one time. But he said, yeah, we wanted to celebrate the season with our team because they had some slightly problems there at the Nürburgring, and this is right now for them an absolutely finale and really good to be here at Le Mans, the legendary track.
Legendary location to go racing. Apologies for that, everybody. I misheard the director there when we were talking about the timings of when we were going to hand over to the international audience. So I went quite a bit early there, to say the least, but it happens to the best of us. We've got Stefan Fast on our screens right now in the gorgeous number 24 Tankpool 24 Scania. This thing certainly was in the wars yesterday. He'll be quite happy at the moment, though. He's moved back up to the front of the best of the rest, at least in the Chrome class. He's 57 points behind Jose Eduardo Rodriguez in the championship right now, but he's importantly moved ahead of Mark Taylor by just 4 points. And right now, he is right behind Mark on the grid. He's got the number 81 machine directly ahead of him, so he'll be keeping his eyes on him throughout this race. We'll have to see how their battle goes, because this man as well, John Newell, will be right in the thick of it. John and his team will be certainly eager to get some more points on the board after a bit of a difficult campaign so far. But now, I am definitely going to go quiet this time as we welcome our international TV audience around the world. The director's making a good point of it, so I'm going to shut up and I'll be back with you in a minute.
After a jaw-dropping action yesterday, we are ready for some more. Hello and welcome everyone to the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Bienvenue en France, bienvenue à Le Mans. The Bugatti circuit is ready for a really, really big grid. 18 trucks are competing, and maybe we do see the new king of the pack then after this race number 1 on this Sunday, because Norbert Kirsch, the leader of the pack, he just needs some more few points to get his victory done and the 6th title of the overall podium at the Goodyear FIA ETRC. But still, of course, there's someone around him to maybe stealing some points. And of course, the battle of rank 3 is also so thrilling. And the Chrome category, don't forget those drivers. 18 drivers here on the grid, and everyone is so hyped and so glad and so happy to be here, because as you can see, the spectators are lining up also. They're having a drink in their hand and they're having a really good time, and we do also. But of course, we do have some breaking news. Maybe you heard it yesterday that one of the drivers will leave his team after the season, and we wanted to talk to him and also the chief of this team, and it is Andre Kozum with Don't Touch Racing. So right now, those are the voices. Breaking news today, Andre Kozum is going to leave his team at the end of the season. What a sad news on one hand, but you left the door open for the future. But first, let's talk about this decision of yours. How did that come?
Yes, at the last 5 years I went with Sven Walter Logistic and the whole team in the FIA European Truck Racing Championship, and I think we have a lot of good times, we have a lot of bad times, and that's the real thing, the normal thing in motorsport. Now, now we have to, because I have to thinking about a new chapter. Maybe I can try it, but I want to try it. Maybe I can do it, but we will see what happens next year.
The team is called Don't Touch Racing Team, but as I can feel it, it is touching you emotionally, this decision. You said in your statement that the paths, they differed during the last 1.5 years. So how would you describe that?
Yes, sometimes some discussions are different, and now we talk about it, and yes, now that is the reason why I have to go until the end of the season, and I think we worked hard to get next year with a new chapter, and maybe it works, maybe not, we will see.
But you're going to hope to be participating with this pack in this championship?
Yes, of course. For me, it's the first option is truck racing again. Hopefully we can do it. Maybe not, we will see. It's not easy.
Manchmal ist man nicht immer der gleichen Meinung. Man hat verschiedene Wege, die man geht oder Interessen. Und da haben wir uns dann entschieden zu sagen, okay, wir gehen gemeinsam den Weg, im erhobenen Hauptes, wertschätzend miteinander uns zu trennen. Wir können uns immer noch in die Augen schauen, ordentlich. Und ich danke ihm auch vollen Herzens dafür, für die Leistung, die er die letzten 6 Jahre für mich erzielt hat, die Erfolge. Wir hatten gemeinsame Höhen und Tiefen, und das ist, wo ich sage, vielen lieben Dank.
So as he was founding a team in 2018, back then he thought of Andre Kozum because he knew him as a driver, and then he said they started a journey also with ups and lows. Of course, every journey has that issues, and then they've been talking it out. Sometimes the path differs and it is in this way, but he's very thankful and said directly thank you to Andre Kozum for that great path they've been joining together.
Yeah, there's been emotional scenes as the team has decided to go its separate ways at the end of the season, but a fantastic performance yesterday from Andre Kozum got him 2nd overall and a victory in the Titan class, and he and the team will be very, very pleased with that. A fantastic time to do it. A very memorable weekend for them in many ways, but he fought very, very valiantly right to the end to chase down Jose Eduardo Rodriguez and got his first podium finish of the season. The first bit of silverware for he and Don't Touch Racing in 2024. Hello everybody, Chaz Draycott here for the 2024 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Having a fantastic weekend so far. Everybody's loving the action and the atmosphere here in France at the legendary Le Mans circuit. We are on the Bugatti layout of the track as well, predominantly used for motorbike racing, but it's very, very well suited to our trucks. There's a lot of great sweeping corners and heavy braking zones for the drivers to compete with. We'll have a look at the track map in a little bit and we'll go back over some of those details. But there's a man that's really close to achieving something epic this weekend, and he is with Christina on the grid.
Yeah, so close, but still a lot to do right now ahead of this race. Norbert Kirsch, it's going to be epic, maybe this race. How many times did you have this setup and everything controlled in your mind over and over again for this important race?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, we try to do the best we can, just like every other race so far in this season. And it went really well, so far in this season. So, here we are. I think also this weekend we did what we had to do and win the race yesterday for 20 points. And here we are again in pole position, So I think we did everything we could.
I think yesterday, the race, I know the outcome was not maybe the best for you, but I think it was tactically one of the best races we saw. The battle against Steffi Helmut was so clean between both of you. This is also racing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I didn't want to risk anything stupid, Johan was already behind me, so that was enough for me on the reverse grid race, and yeah, we gave respect. We tried to be clean always, just like yesterday.
We want to see you race and compete this race weekend and the maybe final episode until the title is there. But how do you stay humble and in the zone right now?
Not much. I mean, it's a lot of work for sure, and I have big respect for the team, for Reves Racing team, and very thankful for their job, so that we can be here year on, year out now. And fight for the victories from the beginning of the season. It's really nice. So I'm just happy that we are here, happy that we are able to win, and try to do as long as we can.
Thank you very much. All the best, and we are happy to be so close to the drivers ahead of these races still, and yes, throughout the season. It's much fun here.
Yeah, it's great to hear from Norby. He is right on the break now of taking his 6th championship title to equal the great Jochen Hahn, with whom he shares the front row of the grid. And we really do look forward to seeing whether he can do it once again. Norby has won every championship that I've commentated on, and I'm looking forward to seeing whether he gets one more to add to the list. They've been so dominant for the last few years now, have Reves Racing, and it's great to see them continuing that form and really setting the benchmark for everybody else around them. The amount of work and time that they put in is just incredible. So Jochen Hahn will join him on the front row of the grid. For Jochen to take the title fight to the next race, he needs to outscore Norby by 6 points here, because then that would mean the gap was 69 points, and there's only 70 available for the rest of the season. There's 10 points for the second race later on this afternoon, and then a whole race weekend, if you get a maximum score and win all 4 races, will earn you 60 points. So it's mathematically still possible for Jochen to close that gap, but that's why we wait for this race to be the one to change that. All Norby needs to do is finish in 2nd place or higher. It's been a theme this year that he's won the 1st and 3rd race of the weekend every single time. It was up until the 12th race of the season at Zolder, the first time he didn't win a race this year. He did 2 Grand Slams on the bounce at Misano and Slovakia Ring, nearly completed 3 on the bounce at Zolder. But since then he's had at least 2 race wins every weekend, and they have come in races 1 and 3. He really is the master of them when it comes to the outright pace, and of course leading from the start as well with qualifying on pole position. He's been the one to beat, and it's been the same for a few years now, but you can't knock it. You cannot knock it at all. It's one of those brilliant things about the truck racing, is that all the other teams and the spectators and everyone, they all respect it. They don't look at it as a negative thing. They see a team and a driver that just works so well in harmony together, and they go, you know what, that is amazing. It really is amazing. And Norby and Reves have just been absolute standout performers for the last few years. Here's a standout performer for the last few years as well, the Ford F-Max, the official truck of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. This particular model of F-Max that you see these days on the roads was designed and tested by 500 Ford engineers. It took them 5 years to do so. There was over 5 million kilometres of road test as well. Even lab testing went into creating such a wonderful machine. And we are very delighted, I should say, to work with Ford Trucks and have them as an official partner of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. Big thanks to them. Big thanks also to our other partners. Don't forget we have Total Energies. You can see the fifth wheel with the little shark fin on it, the green fifth wheel on these trucks. And of course Yoast as well, for their support of the 2024 season. And let's not forget our title sponsor, Goodyear. It's always great to see the wonderful people from Goodyear at and around all the circuits as well. And even Davide Califano, who is always an absolute staple of a race weekend. It's always great to see Davide and his wonderful enthusiasm. It's always a fantastic smile around the paddock. Very good at what he does. Knows exactly when it's time to get down to business, but he's always bringing such a positive atmosphere with him as well. So over the crest of the hill they go with the pace truck, the official bio-LNG powered Iveco S-Way pace truck, leading us around. It's Norbert Kiss and Jochen Hahn on the front row of the grid. Currently 11 titles between them. In about half an hour's time, that could be 12. Sascha Lenz, truck 3, position 3, with Antonio Albacete alongside him. Antonio got a podium yesterday in the first race. He'll want more of that as he tries to close down the gap to Sascha Lenz. He had a poor race too as well, did Antonio, thanks to a puncture. So that's cost him a lot of points. Andre Kurzim is next up alongside Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He's the highest placed driver in the Chrome class for this race. Then we have Lucas Hahn, another great weekend for him so far. Steffi Halm got a podium yesterday afternoon, but she'll want more from 8th on the grid. Louis Requenco starting 9th. He is ahead of Mark Taylor on this occasion. Those two complete the top 10 and only just over the front half of the field. Then it is John Newell alongside Stefan Faas, two drivers that could really do with some points here in the Chrome category today. John without a win in the class yet this season, but certainly knocking on the door of one. Luke Garrett having a strong return to form this weekend. He and the truck looking a lot more comfortable. He lines up alongside Heinrich Clemens Hecker on the 7th row of the grid. Following them is Bradley Smith in 15th with Stefan Kirsch, as we saw before. Very enthusiastic about today's racing is Stefan. It's great to have him back. And then the final row of the grid, two British drivers with great characters as well, with the form of Simon Faulkner and Craig Reed. So our field now makes its way down towards the final sector of the lap for the end of their formation lap. Really looking forward to this. I'm so excited to see how this race pans out. The second race yesterday really set a tone for everybody, but without the reverse grid in effect, there's a lot more of a sort of closely knit action ready to unfold itself before us here. Norbert Kish will control the pace. The rest of the field will slow it down slightly. Jochen Hahn will be side by side with him to the very start of the race. What they tend to do is they build up the revs, they hold down the throttle, but they also hold the brake as well to keep the truck at a necessary speed. They hold the revs down to build up the boost, build up the power from the turbocharger, and then they will floor it, release the brakes, and head up through the gears. That's why you'll see all the brake lights on now as they head round the final corner. And before you know it, round 23 of the 2024 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship is underway here from Le Mans. And watch the trucks now power their way down the start-finish straight. Norby gets a great start. Jochen Hahn moves ahead of Antonio Albacete, but has to defend slightly. Antonio goes around him on the left-hand side towards the chicane. Can he outdo him on the brakes and go up into second place? This is not what Jochen wants for his championship. It looks like there's a little bit of contact on the way in, and there's even more contact as they head through the apex of the corner. Jochen was completely sideways across turn one. I think Sascha Lenz is going to benefit from this as well, you know. Sascha was on the right-hand side of both of them. He's now on the right-hand side of Antonio. A little bit of a shudder on the brakes there. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez down the inside of Andre Kurzim as well. Lucas Hahn is hung out to dry on the outside. Steffi Halm, fellow Iveco driver, on his right-hand side. Oh, tiny bit of contact there between Antonio and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. John Newell, not to get him in trouble, sends all the penalty markers flying. There's a big check-up on the inside line there. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez has to slam on the brakes. Louis Requenco, I think, almost going back into the truck in front of him. But it's Norbert Kish leading the way at the minute. Right now, right behind him, we've got a good old battle going on with Jochen Hahn ahead of Sascha Lenz. Sascha's lost, or gained actually, a position back on Antonio Albacete. Antonio technically started 4th on the grid, even though he was on that inside line. But Norbert Kish knows what he needs to do in this race. even if he finishes in second position, he would still take the championship title. Look at the beautiful field that we have here, though, at Le Mans. Oh, there's a bit of bodywork coming off one of the trucks further back there. I think somebody's rear arch or rear wheel cover has just popped off and flown away. But at the end of lap 1 then, it's Norbert Kish leading the way for Revis Racing. Then it's Jochen Hahn in second position, Sasha Lenz, Antonio Albacete, Jose Eduardo Rodriguez leading in the Chrome class. Then it's Steffi Halm, then Andre Kurzim, Lucas Hahn, Mark Taylor, Louis Requenco completes the top 10. Then it's Stefan Fast, John Newell, Heinrich Clemens Hecker, Luke Garrett, Stefan Kirsch, Bradley Smith, Craig Reed, and then Simon Faulkner completing the 18 trucks that have made it round the first lap safely. You can see a number of them fanning out there and just taking up a little bit more of the road horizontally. There's no point sitting in the hot air behind the truck in front of you, because at the end of the day, you don't use the slipstream in truck racing. You don't try and get a run on them down the straight to exceed 100 miles an hour. You'll just get a telling off from the stewards if you do so. But Norbert Kish controlling this race, as we so often see him do. At the minute, the top 4 breaking away from Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He's under pressure from Steffi Halm. Steffi made a great start to this race as well, actually. She started behind Lucas Hahn and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, but she's gained 2 positions and moved up into 6th. Lucas Hahn still second in the Chrome class at the moment, with Mark Taylor now in 3rd position. Mark started behind Louis Requenco on the grid as well, so he's made a place in the opening exchange. Down into Garage Vert, you can see, look, there's a lot of clouds still in the background. It's very gloomy conditions here for the second race day at Le Mans. So what we often get, to be fair, is a mix of conditions throughout the weekend. We had rain a couple of years ago and it was mighty exciting to watch, but almost terrifying as well. But great racing so far here at Le Mans. Really enjoying this. Thanks once again to Alice Holloway, who is my eyes and ears in race control for this one. She's given us all the updates in terms of who's been warned for penalty markers and track limits. So far we've got trucks 33, 64, 24 and 11. So that would be Bradley Smith, Louis Requenco, Stefan Fast and Andre Kurzim. And 4 of them have hit penalty markers or exceeded track limits and been given their first warning for it. Jochen Hahn a little bit wide there into the second to last corner. Antonio Albacete looking a bit more threatening there behind our 3rd place driver Sasha Lenz. Sasha without a podium so far this weekend. His last podium came in race 3 at Most just a couple of weeks ago. 10 podium finishes so far this season for Sasha Lenz, but no race victories yet. He's going to be hoping for one to complete the season. They've had a bit of a rough ride this year, have the team of the number 3. But he's hoping to triumph over Albacete at the end of the season. He did that last year. That's why he wears the number 3 on the truck. Antonio was just behind him in 4th place by the time the season was complete. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez and Steffi Halm right together behind these guys as well. But this is for the final podium position in this race. And this is for all important championship points. Sasha is ahead in the championship at the moment. Just looking at the moment at the timing on here. Oh, sorry, there was a little bit of an issue with my timing for a second there. I was really confused for a moment. Norbert Kish just moved down on my timing screen for just a second there. And I didn't know if just off camera he'd had some sort of drama. I was holding my breath for it then. But no, all is good. All is good. Still leads the way by 1.2 seconds. And Jochen Hahn is now 2 seconds clear of Sasha Lenz. There is Andre Kurzim. Currently a little bit of no man's land for himself, but he's got Lucas Hahn in the rear view mirror. You can see them all really struggling. They come round the final couple of corners and the back end of the truck just tries to dig in. And it just properly spits the truck to the next corner. It's really difficult to keep an eye on when you're a driver because the things move around so much underneath you. But so far, Steffi Halm's having a good run. She's right behind Jose Eduardo Rodriguez at the moment. The two of them this year have had some brilliant battles. And she now sits right behind the number 38 MAN as they go through the first chicane. And she's trying to go around the outside here, tried to get a run as they go out of the long, long right-hander. Up over the crest of the hill. Doesn't quite get the run this time, but we've seen a few drivers try and set up manoeuvres down there so far this weekend. There's quite the train behind Andre Kurzim as well. You've got the likes of Lucas Hahn, Mark Taylor, Louis Requenco, Stefan Fass, all drivers in the Chrome category wanting to take more points away from the current championship leader. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez himself is on fantastic form right now. I think if he gains 5 points, let's just have I'm going to have a check here. I'm going to do some of the maths. If Stefan Fass finishes in 5th position in class, then he would score 6 points. And that would mean that if it finishes like this, Jose Eduardo Rodriguez would be Chrome class champion as well. We'll have to see. We'll get confirmation of that, but I'm pretty sure if Stefan Fass finished in 5th position, he would score 6 points, because you get 20 for a win, then 15, 12, 10. No, it'd be 8 points that he'd get. I do apologise. He would get 8 points. So that would mean that the gap is 69 points and it would go down to the next race, whereas Jose Eduardo Rodriguez would have to try and fight on to take the championship. But he is doing a magnificent job right now. Steffi Halm right behind. You can see them spreading out a little bit now in the Chrome class. You can see in the background there Stefan Kirsch, and we've got Bradley Smith behind him. Craig Reed is ahead of Simon Faulkner now by just a few seconds. Yeah, there's a bit of daylight now for Mark Taylor and the likes as well. These guys are being very, very careful not to trip over each other completely, because they don't want to get themselves in any unnecessary fights, really. They know that, look ahead, the Jose Eduardo Rodriguez is under pressure from Steffi Halm. And if Steffi continues to fight with him, then Andre Kurzim, Lucas Hahn, many other drivers in front of them will be all very close and very easily dragged into this scrap. Steffi tries to take a wider line on the way into Garage Vert and then cut back, but it's not working this time round for her. Andre Kurzim closing in slightly in that first sector of the lap. Antonio Albacete is way gone down the road, 6 seconds ahead of these guys, so this battle is very much theirs now. They don't need to consider catching back up with Antonio and not battling for the sake of that. Their pace isn't quite matching Antonio at this stage of the race. So it's Norbert Kish still leads on his way to his 6th championship title. Jochen Hahn 2nd position, Sascha Lenz in 3rd. Once again, trucks 1, 2 and 3, positions 1, 2 and 3. And we have Antonio Albacete. He's about 1.3 seconds behind Sascha Lenz now. He was closing in on him earlier on, but he seems to have fallen by the wayside slightly. He's not quite there anymore. There are the top 4. It does look like Antonio is a bit closer to Sascha Lenz. The gap is still 1.2 seconds though. There's Jose Eduardo Rodriguez just ahead of Steffi Halm now. With a little bit more breathing room on that lap, but not much still. Steffi right behind. I think she's conscious that Andre Kurzim is just there in the rearview mirror as well. Only 9 points between herself and Andre Kurzim in the championship. Steffi currently in 5th position, Andre in 6th. And I remember at the end of last season it was close between those two as well. It was very, very close towards the end. I think it swapped around once or twice at Harama as well in the season finale. Steffi now trying to make a move around the outside line. Louis Requenco also having to defend from Stefan Faas, and now Steffi has had a bit of a cutback and she's now side by side with the number 38 MAN down towards Garage Vet. I think Jose Eduardo might let her have this. No. This is why we love Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He's such a fighter every single position. He won't technically lose anything by letting Steffi go through. He might lose 1 championship point overall, but in the Chrome class he doesn't lose anything at all because he's still leading that class if Steffi goes past him. So right now it's in Jose Eduardo Rodriguez's best interests to just let Steffi go, but he's not doing that, and that's why we love him. He's always a fighter. He's going to be right up there in the Titan class next season, if I remember rightly, based on his performances. Steffi down the inside now. Tries to make the move. Does she make it stick? Not just yet. They're still side by side. Head around a couple more corners to the long left-hander. Now Steffi's going to have the inside line at the final corner. She gets a great run out of the left as well. Is Andre Kursim going to be able to take part in this too? He's going to go down the inside. Bit of bodywork goes flying off Jose Eduardo Rodriguez's truck. Andre Kursim tries to muscle his way through. Don't touch indeed. Big old elbow to the left rear wheel there. Wow. That was very, very spicy stuff. Just tried to slither his way up there like a weasel up a drain pipe. Don't know if weasels do go up drain pipes, do they? But that was Andre Kursim trying it. Now moves over to the left-hand side to try and defend from Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He's on the inside line, tries not to run into him, hits a penalty marker. Great battling going on here. And look at Lucas Hahn, kicks it completely sideways now. He's been squeezed over to the right-hand side next to Andre Kursim, cuts back over to the left. Mark Taylor just behind these guys wants a bit of it as well. Kursim closes right up to the back of Jose Eduardo. I think he's given him a bit of a tap mid-corner. Mark Taylor now down the inside of Lucas Hahn. Don't even think Lucas knew he was there, but Mark makes a bit of contact with the left-hand side. Either that or Lucas turns in on him one way or the other. Incredible, incredible stuff. We've got an investigation going on here for the number 24 machine, Stefan Faas. Look at what this battling has done, though, for Steffi Helm. She's disappeared over the horizon now already. These guys continue to fight. Let's not forget, trucks 38, 22 and 81 that are in your picture now are fighting for the Chrome class lead here, and Lucas Hahn is going to go down the inside of Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. I think he was going to get the move done there as they head out towards the exit of Garage Vert as well. Doesn't look like he's got ahead. He was just in the background there, but we were looking at Louis Requenco and John Newell. Here they are coming towards us now. Andre Kursim is in front. Wow. Great battling this is. Great battling indeed. The top 3 in the Chrome class all of a sudden together. This is what I was saying though earlier about Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. He doesn't want to give that position up. There goes the bodywork. And then look, he turns in and Kursim says, nope, no thank you. They get sort of welded together and then the truck shifts sideways. And then the bodywork breaks away from Andre Kursim's truck. And you can never be too sure when something comes off a truck in front like that. You may be thinking, oh, it's only fiberglass, just run into it. You don't want to hit anything that comes off the back of the truck in front. You don't want to take any risks with what is flying towards your cab. What a brilliant, brilliant race this has erupted into, though, with this battle in the Chrome class. Front corners missing everywhere. They tend to have different panels there. Terry Gibbon and the guys at NWT checking the timing, saying, can we get involved in this? Like, how far behind this is John? Can John lob himself forward into this? John would love to get involved in this scrap and have a really good fight with these drivers. You can see the grin on his face from here. As the bodywork strewn across the start-finish straight. It's calmed down for a lap or two now. We're on lap 8 out of 11 here at Le Mans in round 23 of the 2024 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship. John Newell has actually got ahead of Stefan Faas on that previous lap as well. He's moved up to 11th place, so that will put Stefan in a position to not continue this title fight on. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez still leads in the class at the moment. Then it is Lucas Hahn. He's in second place, scoring 15 points. Mark Taylor would get 12. Mark Taylor would actually still keep the championship fight alive. The torch would be passed from Stefan Faas to Mark Taylor. Mark would go back into second place in the championship and have 69 points less than Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, which would mean mathematically he doesn't win. So is Mark keeping this one alive? Well, yes is the answer. Rykwenko is in 4th place as well at the moment. He's on to score 10 points. Then it's John Newell scoring 8, and then 6 points for Stefan Faas, yeah. So he would not be in the championship fight anymore with Stefan with this performance, but Mark Taylor throws himself right back in it. Incredible how quickly this championship, especially in the Chrome class, has twisted and turned all year. There's been a couple of times where Jose Eduardo has been incredibly dominant, but then you think back to the likes of Zolder. He blew an engine up in qualifying and then wasn't able to race for the rest of the weekend. Didn't score any particularly memorable results for the remainder of the sort of weekend, obviously. And then as soon as he came back at the Nürburgring, 2nd place to Lucas Hahn, and then continued to win since then. There's been only 2 races since then that he hasn't won in class. And he's on the brink of taking the Chrome Class Championship. Just ahead there on the circuit of Lucas Hahn and Mark Taylor. Norbert Kish up the road on the 9th lap, on to potentially take his 6th championship title. A reminder there that as the championship is as exciting as it is, we have also been given a 3-star environmental accreditation by the FIA. The series runs on 100% renewable HVO diesel. We have many bio-LNG powered and electric trucks in the paddock, as well as part of the team's logistics that get them to race after race. And as you see there, our 100% renewable HVO diesel graphic. I know that Patrick at Vigay, that does the broadcasting, loves his graphics, and he's very good to me and makes life very easy with what he brings us on screen. But the series, very, very environmentally friendly, and it's a great image to have as well, because a lot of the time, you know, people still do think truck racing and think big black clouds of diesel when you speak about it. But we have observers around the circuit as well that keep an eye on any emissions from the trucks, and if there is any trucks kicking out any black smoke or anything, then obviously they give them a penalty and they say, nope, we don't like that. That doesn't fit with the ethos of the championship. Get yourself in the pit lane, get it sorted out, and we'll send you back out. There is Jochen Hahn, 6-time champion, a record that is about to be equalled by Norbert Kish with just 2 laps left to go, lap 10 and 11 here at Le Mans. And Sasha Lenz in 3rd position, still just ahead of Antonio Albacete. Antonio isn't really disappearing. It's 0.8 of a second now, where it was, I believe, at one point 1.6 seconds. We've got Andre Kurzim now clear of that battle, which is Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, Lucas Hahn and Mark Taylor. There is Louis Rykwenko, just ahead of John Newell. And John, importantly, in front of Stefan Faas. That is what's changed the complexion of this Chrome Class Championship right now, is John Newell gaining that place. Stefan Faas losing positions and points as a result of that. And this will put pay to Stefan trying to win the Chrome Championship here in 2024. You would have thought that the number on the truck would be a positive omen for them, being number 24, but no, unfortunately not. He is also under investigation, I'm told, for his 3rd breach of track limits and hitting penalty markers. So it looks like it's going to be this man, Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, who's going to take the title, not in this race, but potentially in the next one. He only needs to score, well, he needs Mark Taylor to not score 9 points more than him in the next race. As here's John Newell making another move down the inside of Louis Rykwenko. Says, thanks very much indeed, sunshine. I'll take some of that. Louis now on for 8 points, while John is on for 10. Great progress being made here by John Newell, just taking advantage of the mistakes of those around him. And that's what it's all about in truck racing. You have to push so hard, and there's so much inertia and momentum to think about. As soon as anybody makes a mistake, you have to be in there and really tuck it in to make the moves. Okay, so the 3rd penalty marker infringement for Stefan Faas will be investigated after the race. There will be nothing come through while the race is going. We're now on the final lap of round 23 here in Le Mans. And it's Norbert Kish leading the way by 5 seconds. All he needs to do is keep it neat and tidy around this last lap of the race. And so do these guys. But Norby on the brink of his 6th championship title. It's an incredible achievement. Only been done by Jochen Hahn before him. And he's done it racing against Jochen Hahn as well, which makes it even more impressive. Jochen and the team, always absolute stalwarts of the championship though. They continue to battle on. So do these guys in the Chrome class. John Newell, Louis Requenco, Stefan Faas and Heinrich Clemens-Hecker, all right with one another. The 4 of them just scrapping over the final points positions. If anything changes here and Stefan Faas just gains 1 place out of this, he will still be in the championship hunt. Mathematically anyway, to chase down Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, but it's not going to be easy. Let's not forget Lucas Hahn is on for pole position here once again. 8th in this race so far. Would mean that he starts the final race of the weekend from pole position. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez would be starting alongside him as well, with once again 6 Titan drivers between those two and the rest of the Chrome class. There is Clemens-Hecker all over the back of his teammate now. But round the final couple of corners, everybody, wherever you are in the world, I want you to put your hands together, because as ever, Norbert Kiss and Reveish Racing win a race, but that is his 6th championship title, equaling the great Jochen Hahn, and Norbert Kiss has done it again 4 years in succession. He is the champion of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship, and he does it here at Le Mans. What a place to do it. Epic, epic achievement by Norbert Kiss. Jochen Hahn is 2nd. Sascha Lenz gets big points in 3rd ahead of Antonio Albacete. Steffi Halm comes home in 5th position with Andre Kurzim in 6th. The 2 of them finishing in their championship order. The whole top 6 actually finishing in current championship order. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez takes the win in the Chrome class. He takes it to an extra race though with Mark Taylor in 3rd. He moves back up to 2nd in the championship. And then we see John Newell ahead of Louis Requenco. Then Stefan Faas, who is now unfortunately out of the championship hunt in the Chrome class. And then his teammate Clemens-Hecker just behind him. Next up, Luke Garrett gets 3 points for his charge through the field. Stefan Kirsch gets 2 points as well. And the final point will go to Bradley Smith in that one. Well done to Bradley. He scores points over the likes of Craig Reed and Simon Faulkner. But everybody finishing the race by the look of it. There was Craig Reed around the final corner. And yes, Simon just making it through. And he completes the 18 truck field, our biggest field of the year. But there is your 6-time champion, Norbert Kiss. 4 on the bounce now. He won championships in 2015, then 2016. Sorry, 2014 and 15, I do apologise. 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 2024. Amazing stuff. Amazing. He's had some incredibly dominant seasons in the past with 19 race victories back in 2015. And so far, that is his 17th win of 2024. His 21st podium appearance. And he's well on to get those 19 wins if he wins just races 1 and 3 at Jarama in a week's time. But that is epic. Absolutely epic by Norbert Kiss. Well done to Jose Eduardo Rodriguez as well. He takes a victory again in the Chrome class over Lucas Hahn and then Mark Taylor. Mark puts himself back in the fight in the championship as well. Keeps it mathematically possible. But unfortunately for Stefan Faas, he is now out of the championship hunt. And here is some of the drifting from Norbert Kiss around the final sector. Incredible to see it, really lighting up those rears. Using all 1,200 horsepower of these race trucks to create an absolute smokescreen. And here he comes into the pit lane. Let's see what the reception is like. And the Hungarian flag waves from the team to say congratulations. And let's see what this reception is like, shall we? This is going to be a hell of a moment for Norbert Kisch as he makes his way out of the #1 machine. He will wear the #1 for another season in 2025 as champion. Let's see him celebrate with the team. There's Richard Kaimberger, the photographer, and he's done it. 6 championship titles and a huge hug with the team. And he and Csaba are going to have a massive hug as well. His chief engineer Csaba and he have worked so hard together over the last years, and it really is a beautiful thing to see it. You know, they have been so unshaken as a team, so persistent, so fast all the time. That truck is so beautifully presented. They do so much to create a massive yardstick, and they absolutely fly. Norby's a superstar in himself, though. Let's not forget that he has to wheel the thing, and he's one hell of a driver. But that is 6 championship titles now, 4 on the bounce. As I said earlier, he's won each season that I've commentated on. And as soon as I started in 2021, I could see that Norby was going to be the one to beat. After the momentum, there's his wonderful partner. Always so supportive, fantastic photographer as well. I'm sure there will be pictures, videos and all sorts everywhere to be seen. Everything around the circuit will be red now. The red of Reveish Racing. Great race though. Sascha Lenz finishes on the podium just behind Jochen Hahn. That's Jochen's 19th podium of the year. Still no race win yet this season for Sascha Lenz, but surely it's coming. Surely either in the last race here or at Jarama. It's got to be right on the horizon because he's been knocking on the door so much. The conditions definitely not brightening up here at Le Mans, so I'm intrigued to see whether we get a wet race later on or not, whether the rain will fall or whether it will just remain cold. But we're going to head back down into the pit lane now and catch up with Christina.
Absolutely, after the selfies there come in the interviews, but this is one of the absolutely crucial moments here. Congratulations also from Sascha Lenz, everyone, and also the other 6-time champion Jochen Hahn lining up. What a great sportsmanship we do see here with those drivers. And now it's time for the interview, and of course he needs some water after this race. Congratulations, 6-time champion Norbert Kisch. How does that sound like?
Not bad, not bad. I think it sounds good. Johan just told me that welcome, which is quite funny because yeah, he's 6 already. So yeah, really happy about it. The whole season, I think, you know, the team Reveish Racing did a really good job. We started the season, you know, so strong, 11 wins in a row, which I think even Jochen Hahn himself couldn't do. So I'm really happy about it. And yeah, to close it here in Le Mans is always nice. And yeah, awesome season, very good job from the team, and I'm very proud of it.
We do have a small message for you. I hope you can hear it. If not, I've got the transcript for you.
Oh, okay.
Hi Norbert, this is Toto from Singapore. I hope you're doing well. I've just heard that you're going for a 6th European Championship. So good luck for that. Or if you want in the meantime, when you get this message, great achievement, and you should drive a Mercedes again, actually. But congratulations and be well.
I lost my notes.
It's nice though. Well, yeah, he actually said that I should drive a Mercedes again. You know, which we know each other. We met already. He gave me the chance to drive a DTM car in 2016 and 2018 when I was driving a Mercedes. So yeah, it's really happy. I am really happy about it that I can hear from him again. And you know, mentioning Mercedes, you know, okay, let's speak about it, you know. I think we open to the possibilities.
Absolutely, that was Toto.
Thanks, Toto.
That was the message from Toto Wolff, of course. I think your cell phone is going to be, it needs more battery tonight due to every message you're going to receive. What is the most important thing for you in truck sport?
No, I think the team. And though here you kind of sign-railed me with a little bit with this, but here I also have to give respect and thanks to the guys from MAN and from Pedra Fita, because they are also part of our team, because they are helping us with the engine a lot and makes us really competitive, So Mercedes sounds nice, but also MAN and Pedra Fita is not too bad, because we are here, we are reliable, we are competitive, and we just won the championship. So yeah, they are also part of the team. So thank you to them as well. And just as well thanks to Reves Racing, because like I said, it's a teamwork. Truck racing is a teamwork for sure, because you have to develop the vehicle yourself. You cannot buy these vehicles from the manufacturers. So it's really a lot of work in the workshop to have the development, to figure out the things what you need to do, because it's not easy. It took us a couple of years.
Welcome to club and welcome to the podium. You need to get out there, enjoy the moment. Congratulations, Norbert Kish.
Thank you.
Fantastic to hear from Norby. As you can see, he's starting to process it all now that he's just won his 6th championship title. The adrenaline will wear off, the emotions will plough on through, I can tell you. But what a brilliant achievement, and lovely to hear from Toto Wolff as well. Thank you very much to our friends at motorsportel.hu for sorting that out for us. Very, very grateful. There's the result then of round 23 this season. Norbert Kish is the champion, Jochen Hahn finishes in 2nd place, and Sascha Lenz finishes in 3rd. Then we have Antonio Albacete with Steffi Halm completing the top 5. Andre Kurzim finishes the race in 6th. Jose Eduardo Rodriguez takes the win in the Chrome class and is now only 1 championship point away from winning the 2024 campaign. He finishes ahead of Lucas Hahn and Mark Taylor, who puts himself in a mathematical chance. John Newell gets an overall championship point for 10th position on the road. Louis Requenco finishes 11th, and Stefan Faas finishing 12th means he can no longer mathematically win the Chrome Championship. Clemens Hecker finishes 13th, Luke Garrett is 14th, ahead of Stefan Kirsch, Bradley Smith, Craig Reed and Simon Faulkner. But we will now, in just a moment's time, head up to the podium, but let's have a first look at some of the highlights from this first race of the day. Well, it was definitely hoodie and coat weather today as opposed to the sunshine of yesterday, but everyone was still very excited to get our racing underway, knowing that there could be 2 championships decided in just 1 race today, with Norbert Kish and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez both hoping to take their respective championships. The lights went green and Norby got a fantastic start, and it was Jochen Hahn that was having to defend from everybody else behind. Antonio Albacete and Sascha Lenz knocking on the door for a position. A little bit of contact here and there, not necessarily anyone's problem. Norby managed to hold on though at the front of the pack, with Jochen Hahn and Sascha Lenz chasing him down, but the battles in the middle of the field were the ones to keep an eye on. Steffi Halm getting past Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, and then he would be thrown into a real defensive scrap with the likes of Andre Kurzim and Lucas Hahn trying to get through as well. As usual, we had some fantastic Titan versus Chrome battles going on. Everybody really enjoying themselves out there on track, and the cool conditions meaning that it wasn't so tough on the Goodyear tyres either. Goodyear giving us a fantastic compounder tyre this year that lasts very, very well, which means that our drivers can push on so much of the race. But Norbert Kish takes his 17th win of the year, and with it, the 2024 Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship title. Handshakes galore down there, I'm sure. Mark and Jose Eduardo giving him big thanks. Jochen, I think, shouting at Sascha there to tell him to smile as he went up onto the podium. See my colleague Alice there gaining a little bit of needed height for the socials. Sorry, Alice, love you really. Sascha Lenz then makes his way up to 3rd position on the podium, to be welcomed up there by Jochen Hahn in 2nd place. There'll be a big handshake from him. A pair of them very, very good friends, very good competitors with one another. But let's welcome out Norbert Kish, who wins round 23, and with it, a 6th championship title. Big handshake from Jochen Hahn and Sasha as well. Sasha tips his hat to him. Fair play, great sportsmanship. Lovely respect from Sasha Lenz. Really, really cool stuff. And we have our podium presenter from Joost. This is Kristin Zendrich. She is Marketing and Communications Manager of Joost, one of the championship partners for 2024. We thank Joost for their fantastic support throughout the year. It's not over yet though either. The championship may have been decided with Norby taking that win, but we still have a race meeting at Jarama to come. In just a moment though, we'll get the Hungarian national anthem. And there you go, the Hungarian national anthem for Norbert Kiss. I don't quite remember that huge blaring horn being a part of the anthem, do you? Still, what a great moment to celebrate for he and his competitors. They'll head up to the top step together in just a moment for some pictures. Look at the fantastic scenes here at Le Mans. Another grid behind as well. I think they're trying to knock his champagne bottle over. This is what I mean, though. Great camaraderie between these guys. They all have a really good time. They all have a lot of fun. And we've got the changing of the caps for Sasha and Jochen anyway. Trophies held aloft. And big well done from Sasha to Norby. They always have a bit of fun with him on the podium. They always have a good laugh. And now it's time for champagne. Not sure the other two are going to soak him at this point because it is race one of the day. Sasha's looking mischievous, and they both are, aren't they? Yeah, I think they've got to soak him, surely. Of course. It's the race where he won the title. They have to drench him. You've got to love it. This is the camaraderie we speak of between these guys. 6 championship titles each now for Norbert Kiss and Jochen Hahn. And let's have a look back at the season that got him to this absolutely fantastic point, shall we? So many podiums topped by Norbert Kiss this year already. 21 podium appearances, 17 race victories now. And so much style and amazing speed to come with it along the way. He's got great competitors around him, but he rises to the top time and time again with the excellent support of his team. Revace Racing doing an amazing job all year. Like he said, they're fast, they're reliable, and really there's not been many performers that can touch them so far. Only 4 other drivers have won races so far this season. I did not know about that shot going in there either. That's fantastic, isn't it? But this is the thing, they also have a good time doing it as well. And I'm sure that they will continue to win races for many years to come. Such a great outfit. So too, our Taylor's Truck Sport as well had a really good year so far. This is Mark's 10th. Sorry, I was reading the standings backwards. This is his 10th podium of the year in his class. I think actually his 11th podium of the year in his class. I do apologise. Lucas Hahn joining him up there as well in second place. Mark is still in a mathematical chance of winning the championship. Lucas Hahn, a very happy boy with that performance. But Jose Eduardo Rodriguez moves one step closer to taking the Chrome Championship in 2024. Still, one more point is all he needs to score, really, and he will get the job done. Once again, Kristin Zendrich makes her way to the podium, the marketing and communications manager from Yoast, handing over the trophies. There's got to be some great amount of irony somewhere in saying the word communications wrong, surely. Lucas Hahn lifts the trophy aloft, and Jose Eduardo Rodriguez gets his race-winning trophy. Soon to be a championship-winning trophy, I'm sure. And now we'll get the Portuguese national anthem for our race winner. There is the Portuguese national anthem for Jose Eduardo Rodriguez, and he will be joined by Lucas Hahn and Mark Taylor on the top step of the podium now for pictures from the media down below and over to their right-hand side where the bridges are to make their way to this epic and legendary podium here at Le Mans. Richard Kaimberger there, the photographer, the official photographer of the Goodyear FIA European Truck Racing Championship, taking excellent pictures as always. And now it's time for champagne between the three. Not spraying one another at the first race, but I'm sure if Jose Eduardo takes the championship later on this afternoon, which is very likely, starting from the front row with that man there, Lucas Hahn, I'm sure he's going to get an absolute soaking up there on the podium. As you can see there, the next race of the day is underway on the circuit, but we'll have a look at some championship standings, I believe, before we go. And this is how the Chrome Championship looks. 290 points then to Jose Eduardo Rodriguez. 69 clear of Mark Taylor, but now 71 points clear of Stefan Faas, which means Stefan can no longer win the title. John Newell is next up with Lucas Hahn behind him. Then Louis Requenco in 6th, ahead of Clemens Hecker. Not too many points between those guys, so keep an eye on that for the end of the season. Luke Garrett next, ahead of Bradley Smith. And, of course, Jonathan Andre in 10th position. Stefan Kirsch now moves on to 4 points with Craig Reed on 3. That's going to be all from me, though. Chaz Draycott here in the wonderful, wonderful weather of the UK. As I can guarantee you, it's definitely not raining right now. But, of course, amazing conditions, amazing racing, and another title for Norbert Kish here at Le Mans today. Let's head back down to Christina, and I will catch you again later on this afternoon.
Thank you, Chaz. Wonderful conditions also here at Le Mans in France. Yes, we do see a title winner, but the battle of rank 3 is still underway. I'm here with Sascha Lenz. How happy are you with the results so far?
Yeah, I'm really happy. Yesterday the beginning was really quickly, but on the end of the day we make a good point. We are happy. This race today, I cannot go faster in this moment. I don't know why, but we are happy. We are P3 again. So, yeah, it's small points, but on the end of the day, maybe big points.
Why can't you get faster? Is it the truck or is it something else?
I don't know if I not the best setup for me or for the truck or for the tires. I don't know. It's completely changed from last year to this year with the front axle, with the tires compound. So, and I'm not so happy, but that's it.
What can you do for the next race? Still one more to go.
Yeah, what can I do for the next race? It's really important that I make points. I hope maybe 1 or 2 more with Antonio, and that's it.
Thank you very much. That's not it from here, because we do have 2 more voices to hear. Mark Taylor coming first. Lucas, come on in, come on in. Final picture of the day. As you can hear, the other trucks are already rubbing. So congratulations, you've both been on the podium. hear me anyway. Let's be just waiting those 10 seconds after the rumble around the corner there. So how happy are you with the results?
Over the moon today. We didn't have a very good start yesterday, so the Sunday has proven to start picking back up again for us. We were a bit down yesterday because it was such a high at mosque for the team. So today is shown we can pick up his game again.
Yeah, Lucas, one of the youngster drivers, no sunshine, but he said it's a sunny day on Sunday. What are you happy about?
Yeah, I'm happy. I started on 7th position. In the end, I was 8. It's the first row for the second race, and yeah, I give my best. The team gives the best, and hopefully we can have another podium.
What is the best advice you heard today, maybe for this race?
I have no advice.
No, not for anyone, but of course this is so challenging, driving here at Le Mans. Also, you can overtake in some certain spaces, but it's really, really tough. So how do you need to, can you bring your elbows out then from the front row?
Yeah, you have always to watch not only in the front, also in the mirror. Like Mark was also nearly behind me, and I see the gap in front of me with Steffi, Andre, and Rodriguez, but I didn't see him. And you have always keep your eyes open and look everywhere, because the track is very wide, and you can they can be everywhere.
Well, will we see you then in the next race?
Hopefully back on the podium next to Lucas.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, both guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the small break. There's lots of work to do for, of course, the teams preparing for the final race of Le Mans here. It's 4:20. Then we want to see you back here at Le Mans here at France. Great sportsmanship, as you can see, always one truck family. Please follow us on our social channels, also at the Goodyear FIA ETRC. So happy to be here at Le Mans. And yes, one more race to come. See you.